This is one of your favorite topics. You love this guy. I'm going to start out because, last time we had on, we were on and we were talking about Bronny James and some of the things that you said. He came in at 6'1.5" and who's 6'1.5" and all that stuff about Bronny. Bronny worked out this past week at the Lakers facility in front of all 30 GMs and a house pack checking his game out. I think Bronny had a tremendous workout. He showed excellent explosion. He shot the ball extremely well. Ball handling was there, letting the scouts know that if need be, he can play the point guard position, I think. But more than that, I wanted to give you some names because you and others have thrown out to me his height at the combine, and everybody was losing their minds over Bronny James's height. So I'm going to throw a few people out at you. Ja Morant, he's 6'2". He's 6'2". So he and Bronny basically the same height, right? Mike Conley, 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall. We just saw Mike Conley have a tremendous game in the Western Conference Finals. We just saw that, right? So we saw Mike Conley. Kyrie Irving, he's 6'2". We see Kyrie Irving doing his thing, taking Dallas to the Western Conference. He's 6'2". Steph Curry, he's 6'2". He's 6'2", right? 6'2", 6'3". And his brother Steph Curry, he's 6'1". So when we throw out these Bronny's not 6'4" comparison, he don't need to be 6'4". The guy has a 40-inch vertical, and other than Ja, he probably has more athleticism than any other. Well, excuse me. Let me take that back. Other than Kyrie Irving, he probably has more athleticism and handle than any one of the people that we just talked about, right? So Marv, let's frame this around, okay? The height doesn't matter. It doesn't scare me off from Bronny. He shot the ball tremendously well in the individual workouts. He showed that he can handle. And the last thing, and I'll throw it over to you, in his interview sessions with the scouts, they said they were extremely impressed with his basketball knowledge and aptitude. So talk to me, Marv. Are you still under the impression that Bronny James should not be drafted, will not be drafted? Talk to me, brother.
So I'm going to preface this by saying, and I love these names that you threw out at me. Ja Morant, Conley, Kyrie, Steph. So my argument initially was the fact that he never should have got an NBA Combine invite.
Wow.
You name me a 6'1" guard, and I will continue to say this. And when somebody can prove me wrong, please do it. But you name me a 6'1" point guard that averaged 4 points in college, okay, that played on a team that he didn't start, that was one of the worst in the Pac-12, that has a potential lottery pick in Isaiah Collier. You find me a guard that put up those numbers in college, I don't care where, and got an NBA Combine invite. That was what I said. All right. That's not hate. That's factual. Now, you can hate that I'm saying it, but it's still factual in a sense that find me somebody. You brought up Ja Morant. What did Ja Morant do at Murray State to get himself in that position? Okay. We don't have to go through it. Everybody who's watched basketball, and if you're saying Ja wasn't that dude at Murray State, then you didn't watch basketball. What did Mike Conley? What did Mike Conley do at Ohio State? Okay, in that year that he was there, I think they went to the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken, with Greg O.
He averaged 11 points a game. His career averaged 11 points.
He led a major college basketball team as a freshman, averaging 38 minutes to a Final Four. Enough said. That's a resume builder. What did Steph Curry do in the NCAA tournament? So to make the comparison that somehow a kid that played 4 minutes a game, averaged 4 points a game, can be on the level of these guys to get an NBA Combine invite is absurd. And that's factual. Okay. I don't have anything against Bronny. I don't have any. I hope he lives his NBA dream out, because anybody who aspires to get what they want, I hope that they can get it. But that's still a fact, right? So we can't just act like that hasn't happened. Okay. So let's make some other clarifications here really quickly. He doesn't have a 40-inch vertical. All right. He has a 40-inch running vert, right? There's two different verts. There's two different verts that, well, so let me give you guys a little bit of a backdrop. I actually have friends who are NBA scouts. I actually have some friends who were at the scouting combine and watching him play. And I'm going to give you something from people who were actually there, not from the machine that kind of pumped this stuff out, right? He's got a 32-inch vertical. That's a standing still, straight up vert. He's got a 32-inch vertical. Have y'all seen that anywhere? Has that been reported anywhere? I don't think so, right? Nobody knows that. So let me tell you what he actually was in those two scrimmages. He hit 2 3-pointers in the second game and made 2 floaters in the first. Hold on. Over the course of his 2 days in scrimmages. Hold on. Because you guys keep on talking about how well he shoots it, right? How well he is in individual drills. But in the game, he went 2 for 9 from 3-point range, and he was 3 for 5 from the free throw line. He went 6 of 18 altogether in his 2 scrimmage games with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 turnovers.
Okay.
2 assists. Wait. 2 assists, 4 turnovers. I know a lot of you not mathematicians out there, but if you take 2 assists and 4 turnovers, you're probably in the negative, right? In your plus minus. That's what you grade out to be. So I get it. He made 12 of 15 3-pointer. Hell, Lee, you can make 12 of 15 3-pointers with nobody guarding you right now. I probably could too. All of you out there that say I'm hating on him, you probably could too. It's not hate. It's still facts. Give you another name, John Hollinger, right? A lot of you Memphis fans should know who he is. Who is he? He was one of the main scouts for the Memphis Grizzlies. Who did he scout? John Morant. What did he say about Bronny? He said he is a multi-year college basketball player that if his bloodlines didn't say James, would not get an NBA draft invite. Is that me hating? Or is that somebody who's actually done this for years and years and scouted thousands of players that says he's not there yet? There's nothing wrong with him not being there yet, but you can't tell me from a resume standpoint that he should have been at the combine. That's all that I'm saying. That's not hate. That's factual. And then you threw these names out here like he's comparable to them. Man, come on, man. Yes. How? He has no resume besides his name. And nepotism is great. Our former president had people in cabinet positions that ain't had no business being in cabinet. So I'm not hating, because if my daddy could have got me in it, I would be in it too. Just like somebody made a comment that maybe my bloodline was closed-ended. Maybe it was. I guess it was. So if my bloodline had Bronny James, I mean the James last name, perhaps I wouldn't be sitting here making these assessments about him. But those are all facts. Okay. And people get really emotional about the fact that it's still factual. You can have an opinion, but you can't have different facts. And those are the facts about Bronny James.
But Marv, you talk about facts, but the facts are he is at the combine. He is playing in front of the scouts. He did outplay other players that were those same scouts that you talked about.
Ooh.
Did you ask him?
I've not heard a name. I've not heard a name that. I've not heard a name that he is.
There was a lot of trash at the combines. Come on, Marv, you have to realize that. But let me give you something.
Could he have been one of it?
Dr. O said, you're spitting facts and not hate. Dr. O, I love you. Vincent Line, I told Lee the exact same thing. I hear you, Vincent. Rico said, Dr. O, now you know this is true. Let me say this. You said, who did he compare to? Who was my comparison, Marv, a few weeks ago with Bronny James? I compared him to Russell Westbrook coming out of UCLA. Did I not? Did I not? I'm just, come on. Did I not compare him to Russell Westbrook? Well, audience, I have to, I'm going to dig and get the facts. These are Russell Westbrook's career stats at UCLA. This is his career stats at UCLA. He averaged 8.3 points a game.
That's more than 4.
Hold on. Let me finish. He averaged 2.4 rebounds a game. He averaged 2.5 assists a game. He was the number 4 pick in the first round of the NBA draft.
So are you going to conveniently hold on? I know you, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I know you conveniently move goalposts here when you're with your arguments. So are you going to conveniently leave out his NCAA performance that got him drafted? I played with a guy in college that went number 2 in the draft. I played with a guy in college that went number 2 in the draft that put up 39 in an NCAA tournament game and 20 rebounds, and then turned around and put up 20 and 20 in an NCAA tournament game, right? He averaged 12. He averaged 12. He averaged 12 on the season. So if you turn around and tell me Bronny did that, like Westbrook did when he was in the NCAA tournament, and everybody knew he was the best athlete on the floor because you saw it. If you told me that, I'll give you that argument. But we've not seen it. Nobody's seen it.
This is why the people want the hate to stop. I just gave you a comparable comparison. Russell West. So if you average 8 points a game, if you average 3 rebounds a game and 2 assists, should you be the number 4 pick in the NBA draft? And that's what I'm asking you. So did they draft Russell Westbrook on his college performance, or did they draft him?
They drafted Russell. They drafted him on the potential that they saw him perform within a college basketball season. When he went to the NCAA, it's Lee. He's not performed to that level. Name me a game where you saw Bronny James play that you said he's a pro.
I thought he's a pro already with his skill set, even coming out of
what skill set? He averaged 13 points in high school. Name me another McDonald's All-American that averaged 13 points in high school. At 6'1".
McDonald's All-Americans, it depends on who you're playing. Remember this. He had 4 other players on that Sierra Canyon team that went D1. He wasn't going to average 20 points a game. Come on now. He has similar stats to Russell Westbrook's career stats. That's not a lie. Any of you can go look it up. So you're telling me a person that averaged 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists should have been the number 4 pick in the draft. That's what I'm saying. Dr. O, it was the NCAA games that got him drafted because his game at UCLA did not. I'm in LA. You're in LA, so you understand. Russell Westbrook's career didn't warrant him being the number 4 pick. And Vincent Lyons and that fact that you said was actually good. Look, again, y'all are throwing stuff at me. His stats, and that's what we were talking about, did not warrant him being the number 4 pick. Let me give you one more thing, and I'll throw it back to you, Marv. I'm not even saying that Bronny James should be a first-round pick. But let me, I'm going to do my research. The second round of the draft last year, the 31st pick, name was James Nagy. The guy averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds and a half a block a game.
Lee, how tall? Okay, great point. Lee, no, stop. Okay. Stop right there. Okay. How tall was he? How tall was he? Tell me how.
6'11". He was 6'11". Okay.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to wait for one of you, all of you that say I hate, I'm going to wait for one of you to give me a 6'1" guard that averaged 4 points in college after 1 season of college basketball, that got an NBA draft combine invite and got drafted in the league. Give me one. That's not 6'8" or better. Give me a guard. That's all I'm asking.
Matter. So it's a positionless league now. It's a positionless league now. What the 42nd pick in the draft, his name was Tristan Vucevic. He's from France. The guy averaged 1 point, 1 rebound, in 6 minutes in France. And he was the 42nd pick in the draft. So you're telling me these guys can be drafted, but the bloodline, Bronny James can't. That's ridiculous. And
okay, great. I am glad that you just said what you said. The bloodline, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad that he's LeBron James' son and he's getting an opportunity because he is. But if his last name was Bronny Jones, he wouldn't sniff the NBA combine. Let's just keep it real, man. Nobody hating on the kid, but we also still have to be honest. We still have to be honest about the process, though. Like, this isn't being honest. And you guys are talking about how well he shot it. You talking about how well he shot in the stand and drill, but in the game, he was 2 for 9 for 2 days on 3. He did the same stuff he did at USC that he did in the combine. I'm gonna tell you exactly what my scouts were. You want me to tell you a scout report? Here we go. Showed the same traits we saw at USC: an inability to gain separation off the dribble or get into the paint, a limited ability to leverage his straight line speed and one-legged leaping ability to the run of the play, That's the same stuff they saw on tape with him at USC is the same stuff they saw at the combine. That is not hate. That is an evaluation of what they've seen. So why okay to say this is what we see from him? Is this an NBA prospect? That's not hate. That's asking a question.
And you're perfectly okay to ask that question. And that was one scout's opinion. But luckily,
that's several.
There's 29 other scouts in the league. But let me say this. I don't care what you say. A person that averaged 1 point, 1 rebound should not be drafted in the NBA draft. We can all agree on that. 1 point, 1 rebound, and he's 6'11". Why is he being drafted? Matter of fact, he should be a lifeguard at the local swimming pool, YMCA, because he can't play basketball. But he was drafted.
But a 6'1" that averaged 4 points and didn't start for his college team should be.
That's ridiculous, Marv. I can't go with that one.
Because his last name is Bronny James, and I'm okay with that. If that's what gets him into the league, more power to him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the brother. But come on, man. We still gotta have some standards when it comes to basketball. And nobody that watches basketball can be honest and say that what he put up from a resume standpoint, and you giving me Ja and Conley and Steph and Kyrie, man, his resume don't even stack up to that to be there.
His resume is such that if he gets drafted,
that's his resume.
If he gets drafted in the second round, it's in line with what everybody else drafts in the second round. And there's no fact. I can give you player after player after player in the second round, and I can give you of those
so next week, what I need next week is don't give me 6'11s and don't give me 6'9s and 7-footers. Give me 6'1, give me 5'10" to 6'1s. Okay, that's what I need.
You know me. I'm gonna dive into my book again and do some more research.
Dive into the book, and that's what I need.